Great to be here. This is Coach Bricks with Performance Restoration and also the Earth Strong. So we're going to be speaking on today. All right, pain. We get pain, physical pain in our body. All right, whether it's chest pain, leg pain, knee pain, ankle pain, whatever. I'm going to tell you that probably 90% of the time, that's not where the problem is. Okay, I've been doing this for 20 some years. And I can tell you that I've seen people come in with me with knee pain and walk out. All right. They've gone to the doctors, they're going to PT, they're going to chiros, they're going to every single person you can imagine. They come to me and they say, "Hey, I have this knee pain." And they walk out without pain. How does that happen? Because my job in life is not to look right where their so-called pain is. Could that be the spot? It could be. I'm not going to say it's not ever, but the majority of times when I've had to work with athletes or had to work with clients, it's not usually where it is. There's something else broken down. That other part broken down has now shifted weight, has now shifted the body to do something out of balance, and it causes pain in those areas. So a prime example is the knee. A lot of times you get people with knee pain, all right? Whether it's an athlete, whether it's an older clientele, you get them. Where does most of the pain come from? A lot of times it's their hip. It could be tightness in their hip. It could be weakness in their hips. It could be something else. Also, a lot of times I get it from the ankles. The ankles aren't mobile enough. So guess what becomes mobile? The knee becomes mobile. Guess what doesn't want to be mobile? The knee. Okay. The ankle is supposed to be a mobile joint. The knee is supposed to be more stable. Okay. But when you switch and reverse that, you have an issue because the body has to find a way to get from point A to point B. And I talk about this often with a lot of my clients. It only wants to survive. So if it wants to get from point A to point B, it will do that. Whether it walks, crawls, rolls, whatever it has to do, it will do. Okay. Doesn't mean it's the best thing for it, but what it is doing is it will do what it has to do to help you out because you want to get from point A to point B. Okay. So my body is busted up. Okay. My ankle's not right. Then my body will still get me from point A to point B, but I might have to change my gait pattern. If everybody knows what I'm talking about, gait, it's your walking style, what your walk is. Okay. And everybody has maybe not a similar walk, but you have to walk a certain way. Okay. You have to move a certain way. And that's where there's a lot of debate out there. Well, everybody's different. Everybody, no. My blood comes from my heart, goes from my arteries, okay, which go and supply my body. And then they go to the capillaries and they come back into the veins, right? And then the veins go back into the heart, which would then oxygenate it, so then pushes it back out. It's great. It's a phenomenal thing. I can't say, well, mine goes from the veins and then capillaries into the arteries. No, it doesn't do that. Mine doesn't do that at all. It's the same thing as everybody else. Because if it did that, I wouldn't work. Same thing with that digestive system. If your digestive system's broken, you have issues. So when I have a bad mechanical movement with my body, guess what I'm going to have? I'm going to have issues. I don't care what anybody says. You're going to have issues. You're going to break down because your body has to push out force in a certain manner to get it to go where it needs to go. And it's also going to have to push it out so each body part understands what it's doing. But when it's broken, say I tore my ACL, when I'm coming back, okay, and I'm trying to get back into it, you're going to see a shift. It's always going to shift to the stronger side, especially when you get athletes who are coming back that I deal with all the time. They land off a box or they jump. When they land, you see the majority of the weight be shifted over to the good side. If I don't fix that, if I don't tell them that they need to start focusing on and getting to go to the other side as well, so we're getting even, I'm eventually going to wear out the good side. And you see this with hip patients all the time. So people who get total hips, a lot of times they get one side, and then a couple of years later, they're getting the other side. And you say, well, it just wore out. No, what happened is you were too far on the side that was busted up. Okay. You didn't rehab quick enough, or your rehab wasn't good, or whatever. They never taught you how to understand how to feel the other side. So guess what? You put all the weight over there, and eventually that wore out. Now, I think there's many other things you could do so you don't have to get surgery on total knees and total hips, but that's for a whole other podcast. But where the pain is, a lot of times the problem just isn't. And that's what you got to understand. But nobody's really talking about that. Why? Because there's no money in that. If you came to me with a knee issue, okay, I'm going to treat your knee. That's just how it works. You go see a doctor for 3, 4, 5 minutes tops, and then that's it. Now, some of your family doctors you might get a little more time with, but those, the orthopedic ones do. Honestly, have no time. I used to work in those. I used to go around and watch. They have no time. It's just they're so busy, so they're constantly turning over. It's hard to do what they have to do. So they just, boom, they're just moving people on. And that's not what we want. I want to get to the root cause. And that's why it's so imperative that people reach out, contact myself, all the other people in the group to help you. because it's becoming an epidemic, and I don't want to see people doing things wrong. I want to see them do right. I want to see them get better. I want to see them get as strong as possible, be able to do the things they need to do to achieve the goals they want to achieve. And there's always ways. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and said, yeah, I think I'm going to get surgery. I said, well, just give me a month. If I don't get it better in a month, fine. Go ahead. And they've come back 2-3 weeks later. Hey, man, I'm great. I'm not getting it. I'll never forget the one guy I was told he was going to get, he needed surgery because he tore up his meniscus in his knee. Okay. This is 5-6 years ago, probably now. Did the guy ever get surgery on that? Nope. We worked it. We did what we needed to do. And guess what? Never had to go get surgery. Even though the doctor was adamant that you need to get surgery, you have to. Within a year, you're not going to be able to walk. Well, 6 years later, he's fine. So you have to understand the human body is the most magnificent thing, okay, that God put on this earth. And it's my opinion. Everything on earth that God does is magnificent, but human body is just incredible in how it functions and works. So, but we have to treat it right. We have to understand it. We have to do a better job of understanding. And that's one of the things that I've really tried to work on and focus on hard, to understand these things, to really dive deep into it, to understand how the human body works, how it functions, how it's supposed to get you from point A to point B, and how it's supposed to make you better, not break down as you age. I think we should get stronger because there's more to live for as we get older. When I'm young, it's me go outside and play. When I get older and have a family, guess what? I got a lot more to live for. I need to be stronger. I need to be there because I need to make sure my body's at 100%. And then I need to be there to protect my wife, protect my kids, take care of all that stuff, make sure I'm providing for them, cultivating, creating for them, all the things that I talk about. Okay. So as we move along, if you have questions, let me know. All right. We'll set up times we can discuss how or why you have pain, how we can help you get out of this, because this is the key. This is the key. This is the future of healthcare. We're not going backwards in the sense of, oh, wow, they did this, 80, 100 years ago. Yeah. And they got themselves out of it. Their bodies didn't break down like ours. Look around. We have the so-called the greatest healthcare system in the world. You see fatter people. You see more people out of shape. You see more people broken. I see doctors' offices so busy. They don't even know what to do. They don't have any time to breathe. That's not how it should be. No, we need to start taking back our freedom. Like I said, I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, our freedom of health and how we got to start treating ourselves better. But where the pain is, the problem usually is not. That's what I want you to start thinking, start diving deeper into that, and then reach out for me. All right. Follow us, go to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, follow us. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be bringing other people on so we can dive into some other things as well. All right. Have yourself a blessed day. God bless you. Take care. Remain unsolved.